Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I am actually driving. I have the dogs with me. There's Pumpkin. I need to get a seatbelt for her. And then there's Luna in the back. She needs a seatbelt too. I don't know if you guys can see her, but we are headed to our local Lowe's. I just have a couple of things that I need to pick up, and the reason that I'm going there is because your girl's been working real hard. I mean, like, I have been working really long days, like insanely long, like to where I'm just getting like maybe 4 hours of sleep, and maybe 5 if I'm lucky. And so it's been really crazy because honestly, like I said, you know, don't kill yourself for a job or any jobs, multiple. But the situation is right now our economy is just so whacked, and I feel like just try to make the money while you can, because if you don't, like, we just don't know what the future is going to hold. So I've been super killing it. Plus it's the holidays. There's never a better time to try to like make extra money than obviously when the holidays are around. So with that being said, the garden really lacks a lot of love right now. I obviously have a hoodie on. It has been pretty chilly here for Florida. Right now, when I got up, it was 48 degrees. So for a Floridian, that's super chilly. And, listen, I'm not down with that. So we covered up as many plants as we could. We did have some nights that dropped down into like the 30s. And so when that happens, you know, we have those tropical plants, and unfortunately they'll die. So my fiance covered them up, which was wonderful. I was very grateful for that. He helped me, like, mostly he did it. I came home and there was a couple of plants that needed to be covered up. I did have some tiny little mustard greens that finally came up. I told you it's been really weird, that we have not really gotten a lot of growth out of the garden this year. I don't know if it's because I stuck that mulch in there, which I think it probably was, and that's fine. Listen, some years you're gonna have off years. That's why when you have abundance, you need to stock up, save. I always tell you to share with your friends and family. I don't disagree, but make sure that you also have enough. So with that being said, y'all know that we host Thanksgiving, which is right around the corner. And so I am running to our local Lowe's. Yes, I have the dogs with me. Like I said, it's 51 degrees. So I'm gonna park close up front. Obviously my windows are gonna be cracked for the dogs. Otherwise I can leave the car running depending on the situation. I'll assess that when I get there. But I wanted to get some rosemary. I have a rosemary plant in the back, but I just thought it would be nice. I have 2 buckets up by the house that I haven't touched in honestly a year. The soil has gone anaerobic. It's just like we need a fresh start. I do have some, like, I think they're called spider plants. I'm not really a house plant person, but they're supposed to, like, you know, help purify the air. Honestly, y'all, they have lived, you want to talk about a tough plant? This thing has lived like through the drought because I just don't pay any attention to it. And my fiance told me, he's like, you're not going to pay attention to these plants here by the house because you barely are focusing on what you have going on out in the garden right now. And it's true. I mean, he's not lying. Like, this is why they say keep stuff close to your house, because if you don't, this is the kind of craziness that will happen. You'll get caught up in life, and then, oh, that's because the seatbelt's undone for Pumpkin. So that's when you'll get caught up with life, and you know what? And some stuff gets just not a lot of love. All right, so we're here at our local Lowe's, and sadly, y'all, I'm gonna just say the A machine so anybody that knows knows. She told me that they were open. Friends, they're not open. I tried to get here early. Look. All the gates are shut. They're not open yet. Dang it. Alright. So, and there's actually really nobody here in the parking lot. So, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Oh yeah, there's just Lowe's workers like just now walking in. Like, wonderful. Oh, what a bummer. Okay. So now we're gonna resort to plan B. Which is, dang. Alright, so then plan B is I still want some rosemary. So that means I need to come up here sometime. There's another person there leaving. They're like, yeah, Lowe's isn't open. Alright, so plan B is that we are going to make do with what we have. We're going to change some plants around. And you know what? I do still want some rosemary. So that means one day, I guess after work, or either I come back up here later and we will have to get some rosemary. Bummer. I really thought we were going to do a cool Lowe's video today, but I don't think that's going to happen. If I come back, I'll bring you guys with me. I have a local nursery. I know that they open at like, I don't know, I think they open at like 10. And right now, honestly, it's like 6 in the morning. So, because I get up early, I like to get stuff done before like everybody's out and bothering me. And that's why I said like the dogs will be fine. We just want to like run in, grab a couple things and get this done. But since they're not open, we'll come back later. All right, friends, I'll see you guys real soon. We'll be doing some cleaning up around the house for Thanksgiving. All right, so we made it back home, and as you can see, we still have some work to do. So what I'm going to end up doing is we'll just run up to Lowe's a little later. Yes, I changed my shirt because I'm out in the garden. I don't want stuff to get dirty. These tomatoes plants still have some green tomatoes on them, as you guys can see, but we're gonna go ahead and take these tomato plants out today. Sometimes I just take these tomatoes and I just stick them back in the ground and they'll reproduce somewhere else. But all this needs to come out and get cleaned up. I've been talking about cleaning this area up and I just haven't done it. But like I said, with the holidays coming up, I need to get this removed. So here's a nice red tomato. Let's give it a try. It actually looks pretty good. Of course, there's a motorcycle going around. That's good. A good start to breakfast. Fresh tomatoes from the garden are so good. You always want to check your root system to make sure that there's no nematodes, and these look beautiful and perfect. No nematodes, so that's a good thing. That means that we can continue to revamp this soil a little bit and get it ready for my herbs I'm going to be putting in. so I'm gonna turn these beds under some, and then I'm just gonna go get some stuff to like revamp the soil over here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this in the ground, so it's just BioLite. I'm gonna try to work around this basil a little bit. Oh, a little extra. That'll be alright. I'm gonna put some of this in, which will help to keep the nematodes down. Just sprinkle it in. And then I gotta go get a, oh, here's Pearson. Then we're gonna do some stinky crab meal. Stop it, Luna. Alright, and then I just turn it under. Alright, so now the fun part. We are going to run back up to the Lowe's. My fiance and I have decided that we're gonna run back up there. I want to get a couple of plants for this area. I'm gonna clean all the leaves that are up where Luna is, get that all cleaned up and nice. That big tree we have just drops leaves everywhere. We also cut up some of the bogan, and so we have to get that out of the way too. And that's what I'm saying, friends, like the work never ends, and if you don't stay on top of it, it'll really start to get like worse for you. So this really isn't going to be bad. I'll bring you guys back as soon as I put in the plants and get this cleaned up. It's going to look beautiful and great for the holidays, and I'm really excited. All right, I'll bring you guys back soon. All right, so we went back up to the Lowe's and bought some stuff. Listen, friends, I'm sitting on a gold mine. Listen, I was shocked at the prices. I literally, like, even like the blow up stuff and like the cute Christmas things were so expensive in my opinion. Like literally stuff that should have just been like 30 bucks was like $100. They had this ball of lights. I really should have taken the camera with me to show you guys, but I just kind of ran out and didn't really think about it. And so, oh my gosh, friends, the world is crazy right now. Like, how are people affording this, honestly? Like, all right, so here is my plant haul. I ended up getting, so you can see some rosemary in the back. I grabbed just a purple basil because I thought it was really pretty. My fiance, he wanted some broccoli. Oh no, and we picked up cabbage by accident. Well, we got some cabbage. We were supposed to be getting broccoli. That's all right. I grabbed a pepper plant. It is a hot pepper. It's a jalapeno. I just wanted something aesthetically different. Here is a green bell pepper. I did get 2 Texas sage plants. Now, the reason why I ended up getting these is because I am fairly confident. I didn't really do a lot of research on them, and I hadn't really seen them around, but look how gorgeous they are. They have these beautiful purple little flowers, and I'm fairly confident that you can make tea with them. So I picked that up. Like, look at this plant. Like, I'm not really a flower girl much, but this is a Penta. It's super beautiful. I'm gonna put that up there in the front. I grabbed some lettuce, parsley. I think this is stevia, I think. I'll have to look at that plant again. And then I do have 2 Christmas cactuses already, but I do not have a pink one. I have 2 red ones, and I thought this pink one was beautiful. So I went ahead and picked it up. It was $6. Like I said, I ended up basically dropping like $100 on these plants, which that's what I'm saying. Like, even my fiance was like, I never remember plants being this expensive. And he's like, you got an expensive hobby. And I was like, listen, I I'm telling you, like in the past, plants were not this much money. They were literally trying to sell banana plants up there. They were super tiny, super small. They were selling them for $37. And friends, like I said, once you get one banana, they will pup, and then you can start breaking those pups off and planting them in other places in your yard. So there's these purple flowers. I actually don't even know the name of them, and I should have grabbed it while I was up there at Lowe's. We have them around our like porch area, and they're beautiful, and the hummingbirds love them. And what I saw, there was like 2 like little clusters in a pot, and they were selling them for $16. And just this morning, I was up at the front porch area, and I was literally just like ripping them out and throwing them out in the yard. And my fiance was like, you need to be putting them in buckets and sticking them out in the front yard and start selling them. He's like, even if you sold them for like 10 bucks, you're still like $7 approximately cheaper than what we just saw at Lowe's. I'm like, friends, I'm literally mind blown at the cost of stuff these days. Like I literally, I'm like, how are people keeping up with this? Like, it's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna take these plants and we're gonna put them up in the front. I think it's gonna be beautiful. I also want to show you guys a little sidetrack here. So this is the plant I told my fiance to like rip out. It's a cranberry hibiscus. Look how beautiful these flowers are. Do y'all see that? Like, I'm kind of in the shadow, but it's so pretty. Like, and it's giant. Honestly, it's taller than me, but these flowers, they're so beautiful. Yeah, and I got a couple of them, and my fiance's like, I'm not ripping these out. He's like, it's just pretty. He's like, it'll eventually die, and then I'll clean it up. Friends, it is so crazy. We got to be growing our food. We got to be helping ourselves, because at the rate of stuff and how much stuff costs anymore, it's absolutely insane. So all right, I'm gonna get these plants out. I'm gonna get it set up and kind of find a nice like little cute way to like hopefully make it look, and then I will bring you guys back to show you how nice it's gonna be for our Thanksgiving, which is coming up. So all right, so yes, I have changed again because it got really hot out here today. It was about I don't know, about 80 something degrees it warmed up to. So we started off in the 40s, and then now we're already like mid 80s. So very hot at this time. So I ended up not doing as much as I wanted to do, which is okay. This is kind of what we're going with for right now. I ended up putting that Texas sage over here. I think it's going to be a good plant because it's drought tolerant. I put the basil back there. We have some rosemary, pepper, just a little array of plants just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Now this was that plant I was telling you about. It looks super sad. This is, I think, called the snake vine or something like that. You can see I have completely neglected it. Here's the thing though. I see a nice little sprout here. I started giving it some water. I think this will come back. These may need to be trimmed up some, but overall this will end up regrowing. I threw some mulch back over the top of it. I gave it some juice and some love, and so I think now that it's over here, I will definitely pay better attention to it. And like I said, worst case scenario, I'll end up clipping it because I definitely still had a couple of good pieces in here, so I think that we're going to be okay. Now whether this will be good enough for the holidays, which is coming up very shortly, I don't know. Over here in this bucket, I put a little bit of parsley. I put a little ant trap down because you guys can see that we have some ants. My fiance's gonna pressure wash, so we'll pull some of this away. I put another pepper over there, two lettuces. I don't know if they'll survive, and then another rosemary. So that's kind of what we have going on. This was like the space I was more worried about in this area. Over here we started clipping, my fiance started clipping the bogan. So I really kind of want to get rid of this bogan, in all honesty, just because I hate the thorns that are on it, and we've talked about that. This plant is very deadly. He's going to be trimming the sunflowers back. They are super tall. They're actually in bloom. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're beautiful and in bloom. We will end up cutting those back before the holiday, so we've got a lot of work ahead of us. This is a pineapple guava. I just kind of stuck it over here in its own little space. I want to take this space over here. If we can get rid of the bogan, I have another little bucket right there that I'm just going to go ahead and put there. I also, if the little bucket idea doesn't work, it looks just like this. If that doesn't work over here with a couple more little plants in it, I'm going to end up actually taking the lemongrass that I have over, that's been sitting by his shed, and I'm going to go ahead and put that over there. So I still have the Christmas cactus that I need to get planted, but I think that we're gonna kind of just table that for maybe tomorrow. I got a lot of work that I still need to get done and some other stuff, but honestly, I am loving this Texas sage. So if it doesn't do anything but just look beautiful with these little purple flowers, I am absolutely here for it. And I mean, that is just gorgeous. I'm half tempted to honestly go back up to Lowe's tomorrow and get maybe like, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe like 3 more easily of these, especially knowing now, like I did a little bit of studying up on them, that they're drought tolerant and that we can use them for teas, because I have a little area right around here around the corner, right here, the entrance to our doorway, that this pot has been neglected, and it had a vine in it, but as y'all know, I don't really come around here and water as much as I should. So I'm just gonna take this dirt out, take this out, clean it up. Like I said, my fiance is gonna pressure wash this area, and then I think I'm gonna maybe put one of those right here. I think it'll be beautiful to put in the pot for there. And I have a couple more of those like taller kind of containers, like the blue one, and or like they look just like the white one, but they're actually blue. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead, like I said, I think I'm gonna get a couple more of those Texas sage plants because they just look gorgeous, and just kind of fill those buckets up. And then I have a little yellow bucket over by the house here, by the door when we walk in and out, and since it's drought tolerant, I think I'm gonna put one over there. I just think that it just looks pretty, and that's really the goal I was going for. I wasn't really going for something edible, but edible is always good in this day and age. So all right, friends, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been very hot. It's been a wild ride today. Things don't always work out like you anticipate that they should, but you know what? We don't give up. We keep putting our foot forward and moving forward and just doing, you know, the best we can and making happiness where we can in life. So, all right, friends, until next time, as always, love one another, be kind, enjoy your upcoming holiday. Hopefully I'll get another video out to you guys. I don't know though. So if I don't see you guys, enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your family. I will see you guys real soon.